Good afternoon. There is additional seating in the forest room. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Bayou Theater. There is additional seating in the forest room behind the cafeteria. Thank you. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Bayou Theater. There is additional seating in the forest room. Thank you. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Bayou Theater. There's additional seating in the forest room behind the cafeteria in the patio room. Thank you. If you'll please take your seats now, we're about to begin.
We have always been great. I think at this aspect, we're now trying to capitalize on that greatness. And if there's something above that level, that's where we're trying to be. Because we want to not only affect the students, but we also want to affect what's happening in our surrounding community. And we can't stay stagnant. Being great at one point, you can't stay there. You need to keep rising. Now, I don't know what that looks like being great, but you need to go above that. And I think that's what this institution is trying to do.
Please welcome University of Houston Clear Lake President Ira K. Blake.
Good afternoon, UH Clear Lake. Good afternoon. Today is one of the most important days in the life of our university. Today is about our mission and vision for our future. Who do we want to be? Who do we want to serve? How do we want to serve them? What do we want our impact to be on the lives of our students, their families, within our communities, within our region, within our state, our nation, and the world, and why? How will we achieve that impact, and what are our measures of it? The return on our investments in the University of Houston Clear Lake depends on us developing strategies and objectives that answer these questions. Today, you are going to hear and see how members of our university team, yes, students, faculty, staff, administrators, and alumni, have teamed up to answer these questions. I'm grateful to them for the thoughtful, unrelenting, and highest quality joint work they committed to their effort. Work which began during winter break 2018, when about 30 members of our community accepted my invitation to serve on the working group to review the mission, vision, and value statements. Yes, MVV team, I remember you. Those present, will you please stand and be recognized? Now, you got the ball rolling, did exceptional work, and your university community sincerely thanks you. To those who picked up the ball and continued their work on the strategic plan, we genuinely thank you also. Would those present please stand and be recognized? Our Clear Lake community expresses profound gratitude for your willingness to do the heavy lifting that's required for any strategic planning process. But as everyone will hear shortly, you invested profoundly more of your time, effort, thought, and collaboration in order to create a plan that captures the potential of Clear Lake and its legacy. Before I turn the program over to our strategic planning co-chairs, Dr. Kevin Wooten and Dr. Joan Pedro, for the formal unveiling of our strategic plan, I want to acknowledge members of our team who, from the very beginning of my tenure here, demonstrated a lasting commitment to the hope that the potential of Clear Lake would be realized. That hope is still palpable today, and that commitment is still all around us, in the increasing beauty of our campus, in the conscientious maintenance of our working and living space, and the evolving attractiveness of our learning and teaching environment. Grounds team, custodial team, maintenance team, please stand and be recognized. Please know that we are indebted to you for your unwavering commitment and care for the space that we work, teach, and learn in. Thank you very much. And now, for the unveiling of Impact 2025 and beyond, I introduce our strategic planning co-chairs, the indomitable Dr. Kevin Wooten and our own dynamo, Dr. Joan Pedro.
Welcome, everyone. It is so wonderful to see all of you here. Before we begin, Joan and I would love to express our gratitude for all of your hard work in the development of this plan. We are so excited to present Impact 2025 and beyond. This is a plan created for you, a plan created by you, and a plan that will, in fact, make an impact and change the future of this institution. We are especially honored to represent the many, many voices of all the constituencies represented in this plan. So, on behalf of everyone here today, let us offer UHCL alumna Marilyn Sims, and let's hear what she has to say about this process.
Had you ever participated in a strategic plan like this before?
You know, I have not been in one that was so extensive. I've been in short-term strategic planning, but it was just amazing how they had such a diverse group of ideas that came together, and the free flow of ideas, and the information that the administrators, the diverse faculty brought to this plan. It was amazing for all of us to share our ideas and to try to come up with the future of where the university is in our community and things that it can do for our students.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are so excited to see you all here today. It is rare for us to really have these opportunities, such as this occasion, So let me explain what we will cover today. First, we are going to look at our timeline. Then we will view our new vision, mission, and values. We will look at our strategy house, as well as the 4 themes that support the vision, mission, and values. We will then look at our objectives, and most importantly, our call to action. In spring 2018, we received our charge from President Blake, and we have been working very hard towards this momentous day ever since then. So, in keeping with President Blake's quote, the scope of our work is to honor the many voices that inform, represent, and implement this plan. What we are going to share with you all today reflects the spirit of this institution, and all who have been here, and all those yet to come. Since 2018, we have progressed through many steps and stages to bring us to this launch today. Just as President Blake thanked you for all your hard work, so do we. Along the way, we, and that includes many of you, were charged with successfully completing a draft vision, mission, and core value statement in only 8 weeks. Beginning in the spring of 2018, and using a cross-section of faculty, staff, and students, and alumni, the Vision, Mission, and Core Values Task Force worked to articulate these core documents. Once created, we validated these statements with many stakeholders. We had a survey where we asked about clarity, distinctiveness, and recommendations. Oh, we received great feedback from you all, more than 800 responses. And with that feedback, the revised vision, mission, and values went through the appropriate process, and approvals were given from the University of Houston System Board of Regents, as well as the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board. Let's have a look now at our vision for UHCL. We are aspiring. The University of Houston Clear Lake will lead as a learner-centered university dedicated to achieving national prominence in transformative education, which will be grounded in creative activities, innovative research, and community partnerships that serve the regional, state, and global locations. We say, UHCL launches your future. Our mission statement is very strong and representative of what we do here. The University of Houston Clear Lake places its highest priority on serving a diverse body of students in every aspect of their university experience. UHCL, here we have teacher scholars who provide high-quality, student-centered undergraduate and graduate programs. We prepare students to thrive in a competitive workplace and to make many meaningful contributions to their communities. UHCL fosters critical thinking and lifelong learning through a strong legacy of vibrant community partnerships, which are complemented by our historical focus on teaching, research, creative activities, and service. Let us now look at a very important element of our being, our 8 core values. We are learner-centered. We believe in transformation and innovation. We embrace diversity and inclusion, resilience, service, integrity, and sustainability. If you look at your handouts, you'll find these statements and how they reflect the 21st century at UHCL. You may be wondering, what makes us so very different from other universities when it comes to our vision, our mission, and our values? I say to you, and you will bear this out, our vision is focused on transformative education. Our mission is focused on the larger sense of community as well as lifelong learning. Our values are legitimately focused on diversity, sustainability, and innovation.
Thank you, Joan. Before we learn about additional components to this plan, let's first hear from one of our UHCL students, Sydney Mitchell, about her educational journey here at our university in hopes that others have the same journey.
So how would you describe your experience here at University of Houston Clear Lake?
Yeah, I think it's been very inclusive. When I first came here in 2014, that's when they first allowed freshmen and sophomores to be on campus and to have that one-on-one with professors that I didn't get at my other university, and just being a graduate student now to see how it's completely changed. I see more students, there's more activities that I can get involved in, there's more clubs. It's the most amazing thing. I think right now there's kind of this stigma that people only come here because it's affordable and it's a kind of a local neighborhood university, but we have so many great things to offer. Our professors really care about your achievements and your goals, and the classroom environment and engages in critical thinking. So I get to have that one-on-one experience and also kind of put my skills to use and kind of learn off of other students in a collaborative setting. And I think that's something that's really to be said.
So, in spring 2019, we held many meetings, and more than 150 of our students, our faculty, our staff, and our administrators met in groups to identify potential strategic themes and the big ideas that will make UHCL distinct. And as I look across the audience today, I see many of those that were in those meetings here to join us with this event. The resulting categories of these potential themes were instrumental in identifying what all of us thought would be the critical elements to consider in ultimately developing our strategic plan. Now, once we had these potential themes, we then turned to the Balanced Scorecard Institute to help us out. So, what is a balanced scorecard system? The balanced scorecard system is a strategic planning and management system that focuses very specifically in a manner which resembles what many forward-thinking public and private institutions use today. This system allows us first to align our day-to-day work that everyone is doing with our strategy. It also allows us to prioritize our projects, our products, and our services. And last but not least, it allows us to measure and to monitor our progress towards these strategic targets. As you might suspect, there are many kinds of scorecards. Now, the balanced scorecard system is inclusive of many different areas of performance, not just focusing on finance. The balanced scorecard system actually focuses on 4 different areas, or what we call perspectives. Not just 1, but 4. These perspectives are very, very important to this system. The idea here is to enable and to track performance. This requires numerous strategies to fuel all 4 areas or perspectives. So as we examine these 4 perspectives, let's listen to a few examples. Let's think about each of these 4 perspectives as they apply to each of us. For us, the first is referred to as students and stakeholders. As you might suspect, this focuses on customers, right? A classic example might be the question we ask ourselves: how do we best prepare our students for the 21st century marketplace? The second perspective, big area, is referred to as resource stewardship. In a nutshell, this simply refers to using our resources very wisely. And you can just imagine the lively conversations that we had in all of our meetings, because not everybody always agrees on how best to spend money. The third perspective is entitled University Process. The essence of this really involves the creation of systems that are needed to help the organization function. Now, an example of this would be, for example, a database that will, a specific type of a database that would allow our researchers or our professors to source the information they need. They have to have that in order to succeed. Last but not least, we have the perspective of organizational capacity. Now, this involves developing both employees and policies. So a good example here might be creating career pathways and clear policies for all of our UHCL family. So, in this balanced scorecard system, there's typically various elements that work together as a theme. Now, generally, most strategic plans use 3 or maybe 4 strategic themes. As we can see in the next image, here are many of our stakeholders as they were working on developing our specific themes. On the basis of this work and a lot of other teams that came together, we are now ready to launch our strategy, Impact 2025 and beyond. So now let's look at those 4 strategic themes. First, let's examine what we call educational achievement. The essence of this particular theme involves in ensuring that we provide engaging experiential learning opportunities to every student. It involves providing robust interdisciplinary collaboration to establish the context for lifelong learning. And it also involves the optimization and the good stewardship of our educational resources. I would like for you to consider just for a moment how many of our students right now have a wonderful job because of an internship opportunity that they received while here at UH Clear Lake. So thanks to our industry partners, our faculty, our Office of Strategic Partnerships, and clearly our Office of Career Services in helping to make this happen and to provide for these extraordinary opportunities. You know, through my years, and I've been here quite some time, I've probably lost count of the number of students that have benefited from our guidance, our care, and our network. For example, one student in particular who has benefited very much from working closely with our Office of Career Services had this to say, and I quote, "I had an amazing number of looks on job sites such as LinkedIn, Indeed, ZipRecruiter, and even had 3 interview opportunities. I credit your tutelage and your assistance in highlighting my strengths for the interest in my applications. When I began my graduate studies here at UH Clear Lake, I was excited about focusing on a career in environmental conservation and stewardship. And after less than a year in my program, I realized how truly fortunate I am to be studying my passion here at UH Clear Lake. The level of professionalism, the quality of education, and the sincere concern shown by administrators, professors, and staff simply unsurpassed." What a great testament. Let us Let us now look at our second strategic theme. This is entitled Inclusive Culture. The essence of this particular theme really is about the value of diversity and honoring our intersectional identities. It really focuses on the meaningful engagement and making for sure that we have a very positive campus climate. And it also very much focuses on the development and our personal advancement through focused institutional programming. So what does this mean? This means that all stakeholders succeed. And you know, as a Hispanic serving institution, we here at Clear Lake are in a unique position to enhance our university, our community, our state, our nation, and in fact, our world. Let us now turn our attention to the third strategic theme. This is entitled Innovation Through Collaboration. So this particular theme has as its essence providing student opportunities that involve both internal and external partnerships. That's very important. It also focuses on examining our student contributions to our larger society, and there are many. It also focuses on the new knowledge that we create through innovative scholarship activities that bring together our partners, our students, and our faculty. Now, I'm going to call out an area that we've not spoken about before, and that is our centers and our institutes. For example, our center, or our Environmental Institute of Houston, is a regional leader in providing much-needed environmental research and education, and partners with many other universities, organizations, and local school districts. So let's listen to Associate Professor of Biology and Biotechnology, Lori Santiago Vasquez, who has this to say about our innovation on campus.
The part or the working group that I am involved with in strategic planning is innovation. And to me, that is one of the most important things that we can teach our students. If they can innovate, then they can go anywhere and solve any problems. So if we are able to tackle that, to incorporate that in our courses, in our independent research studies, in the way that we function, I feel that our students are going to be able to do anything that they want, because no matter what the problem is, they'll be able to think through it and come up with new solutions that perhaps other people have not thought about before, and that will make them value in their future places of employment.
Let's now turn our attention to that fourth and final strategic theme, and this is entitled University Identity. The essence of this particular theme involves providing a very, very distinct integrated learning environment. It very much revolves around the investment that we make in our human capital. And clearly, it focuses on the demonstration of our innovative leadership to maximize both our economic and our cultural environment. So, an example of this, I think, would be well illustrated by how our university identity impacts our alumni and their future success because of our outstanding reputation here at UH Clear Lake. So, those are the four themes. And from these four themes, we have built a strategy house. And you see that strategy house here. As you can see from this illustration, at the very basement, or at the very foundation of the strategy house, you see our core values. These are the same 8 core values that you heard Dr. Pedro describe just a moment ago. Above these core values are 4 pillars. Now, these 4 pillars are our 4 themes. So the pillars are our themes, and they support our roof. Our roof involves our vision and our mission. So the idea here is that strategy leads to results through strategic objectives. I call your attention to the fact that those perspectives that we discussed just a moment ago, which are listed on the left-hand quadrant there, go across all of our themes. This is very important. This is why we call it a balanced scorecard. So over the period of the fall months, our strategic management team and many of the teams working with the strategic management team arrived at 15 strategic objectives in all, and we think that this 15 is just the right number to fit us, to fit our needs, and for Clear Lake is a very impressive regional university. Now, Clear Lake Director of Alumni Engagement, Carrie Hill, was very involved in this process. She was on several teams, what we called objective owners, and has this to say about her experience.
I was invited as an objective owner to be invited in as someone that's going to be using this on a routine basis to make sure that the initiatives that we're doing and the things that we're trying to accomplish align and build as support of what the university is doing as a whole. So I just think that was a really important part, and I was honored to be a part of that. It's not just one echelon of employee. It's not just one piece of the administration. It's just continuing to ripple out, and I'm getting to be a part of that ripple. And as it continues to unfold, more and more people will be able to impact it, and that's really unique.
Let's now talk about some examples and a few specific examples of our 15 objectives and their intended results. We will be presenting these 15 in sets of 3 and calling out specific examples as we go along. The very first example I would like to discuss involves the strategic objective labeled Improved Learning Resources. Now, you might think that this is very clear, but when you start to look at what is involved with this, there are certain things that we really need to call out. Now, this particular strategic objective has a result, and we want that result to support the building, for example, a building of a relationship, and this would be in the form of an initiative between our Center for Faculty Development and our Office of Human Resources that will allow for professional development, for career advising, and also enhance the experience for both traditional and non-traditional students. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you'll find all these 15 objectives on the very back of your handout. It's nested in the context of a strategic map, but moreover, we will provide you opportunities to learn more about each of these 15 on our website. Let's look at the next 3 set of objectives. One that really stands out to me is the improvement of campus diversity. Now, how this would be accomplished would be through increasing the sheer number of campus activities that include an element of diversity. Now, this is consistent with what we learned from Dr. McNair from the American Association of Colleges and Universities just last week. When she was here, she examined our strategic plan and gave us wonderful feedback on how to improve this and several other objectives. Moving to the next set of 3 objectives, the one that I would like to call out involves improving the student experience. Now, to do this, it could be most easily achieved by our researching and applying best practices to enroll, to retain, and graduate students through advertising campaigns, through surveys, and through effective recruiting programming. On the next set of objectives, the one that I would like to call out involves reducing cost. Now, here, reducing costs would be made available to us by creating formula measurements, for example, former year versus current year, to decrease our operating cost and our underutilized resources, while at the same time increasing our sponsorship to defray these costs. So in this situation, as operating costs go down and sponsorships go up, we are in the best possible position to take care of our many needs. Now, on the next set of three, the particular strategic objective that I would, and this one is very important, the one I would like to call out involves improving the UHCL experience. What could be more important? Now, this strategic objective has a corresponding initiative that is aligned with peer mentoring and tutoring. Now, this will facilitate an integrated learning environment, and it'll foster faculty and staff engagement through research, instruction, and my personal favorite, service learning. So, with these 15 objectives, we built a strategy map. Again, this is illustrated on the very back of your handout. Now, this map provides for us a visual roadmap for Impact 2025 and beyond. For example, if you look at that diagram on the back, you can read the strategy map from the bottom up and think of it as a number of if-then propositions. If we achieve that first layer of objectives, it allows us to progress to the next level, up to the very highest level. If you want to explore these objectives further, please be sure to visit the website, which is located on your handout.
As you have heard, we are off to a strong start with our 4 strategic themes, our 15 strategic objectives and initiatives. So what does the rest of 2020 have in store for us all? We will have several specific activities to complete in 2020, and that means all of us. We will first finish the prioritization of the strategic initiatives. Then we will collect and populate metrics on the tracking software. We will continue to update every one of you through the website when new data and information is available. We will then begin the most important process in my mind. It has to do with all of us. It's the Tier 2 process, which takes the strategic plan to the colleges and the divisions, with all the resulting objectives aligning with our university-wide Tier 1 objectives. It is important that we have alignment because that is necessary to have our efforts create impact. Why are we introducing this down to the college and division levels, you may ask? So that the strategic objectives and initiatives can be developed that are specific to each college and division. As a reminder, initiatives are described as projects that help the university achieve its objectives and will have significant impact. It also helps us with our accreditations, specific needs, and customized targets necessary at the college and division level.
Thank you, John. While we have a very full slate of activities planned for the rest of 2020, the years leading up to 2025, our 50th anniversary, will be equally as busy. We will be engaged in quite a number of activities. We will first review and refine our strategic initiatives. We shall also collect data. We'll analyze that data and report it back to the entire university community. We shall also develop continuous improvement processes and documentation through the review of these strategic initiatives. And last but not least, we shall document the success and the impact on our students, our faculty, our staff, and our community. Ladies and gentlemen, we want impact. That's what we want. Now, to add to our Tier 1 and our Tier 2 activities, we hope to include our strategic plan to inform the way each UHCL employee approaches their personal development opportunities. This would be represented in what we call a Tier 3 effort. Here, each of us can potentially identify personal roles and responsibilities to help us support both the Tier 2 and the Tier 3 effort.
So I am here to tell you that this strategic plan is not just for the strategic management team or for the leadership. It is for all of us. This is to be a living plan, not one that just sits on a shelf. It is now up to each of us to commit to this plan. Our future depends on our ability to execute, to learn, and to adapt. You may be wondering, what would impact really look like? If we become clearer about what we want to do and devote ourselves to achieve our objectives, impact will likely take the form of higher university rankings, which translates into us being more competitive with regional universities. We would have better prepared graduates. We will make better use of our resources. And we will experience better quality of work life for every UHCL employee. We will also have a healthier, more productive community. And we will produce research and scholarship that truly changes lives. And very importantly, we will have a national and global reputation for being a truly transformative institution. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Can you imagine what this kind of impact would mean for us and for all our stakeholders? Simply put, it would be truly transformational, or transformative, as we say. Let us now hear from a dear colleague of mine, the Executive Director of Strategic Partnership, Dwayne Busby.
We want the university to be a 21st century university. And in order to do that, we have to have all levels of the university ready, not only knowledge-wise of the foundation of the university, we have to be able to put it into practice. And I believe being part of the strategic planning process allows us to do that. At other universities, this usually takes place at the higher level. So you have the presidents and the vice presidents. They put together a strategic plan and they implement it. The way President Blake has it, it's all corners of the universities involved with the planning process. Regardless of the hierarchy, you're involved in making sure that we implement the strategic plan and that we succeed.
Thank you, Dwayne. That was well said. So we are winding down. I hope that you have heard the message. I really do. I am very excited about this plan. So, on behalf of President Blake and both of us, we ask again that you explore the plan on the website. You are welcome to contact both of us for more details. Basically, we are asking that all of you get involved. During the Tier 2 and Tier 3 efforts, every UHCL stakeholder will have multiple chances to be listened to be respected, and to be included in this journey. The university's future depends on you. We encourage you to participate in future opportunities to engage in and inform this process.
Thank you, Joan. So, when you walk away today, it is our hope that you will desire to stay engaged in this process going forward, and that you will learn more about the strategy map and the strategy house and how they work together. Today is simply the launch, but consider visiting the website to learn more how you can participate in the future. Both Joan and I plan on many visits with faculty groups, with staff in all colleges and divisions, alumni groups, community groups, and most importantly, with our students. That being said, please allow me to say that you have been so very kind and so very patient today. We know that it's a lot to digest, but this is so very, very important. Let's listen.
Students are our greatest asset. They come to us because they want that knowledge, and they just don't want it from the faculty. They need it from the university community, because students are just not just students. Those are individuals who aspire to give back to their community, who aspire to go to great heights in whatever their chosen career is. And for us, it's important that we deliver, or we offer, the total package to our students, because they are a precious gift, whether their parents sent them to us or whether they came on their own. They're here, and we need to take care of them. And we need to feed the mind, and we need to feed the body, and we need to feed the soul, so that they can go out and be productive members of the society and the career force.
Thank you, Dr. Jones. Those are very inspirational words. Now, let's acknowledge all of those that have assisted us all the way through on this valuable plan. If you could show that slide. Look how many people have been involved. I now would like to welcome President Blake back upon the stage.
So please join me in sincerely thanking our co-chairs of the strategic plan, Drs. Wooten and Pedro, for their extraordinary leadership of it. Impact 2025 and beyond. Thank you. So, you've heard it, you saw it. I have one question for you. Are you with me? Yes. Wait a minute. No. I don't hear every voice, okay? All hands, okay? Are you with me? Yes. All right. Okay. Let's go to the reception. Yes.
Thank you, President Blake. Please join us in Atrium 1 for a reception to celebrate Impact 2025 and beyond.